The Logitech G203 Lightsync and SteelSeries Rival 3 are two very similar budget gaming mice. By the end of this video I aim to tell you which one you should buy based on your grip type and hand size. If you haven't already, you can check out our full reviews of these two mice, which I recommend doing before you watch this one. So guys, let's get into this. Both of these mice are tiny, with the Logitech G203 being the smaller of the two. It's 5mm thinner and 4mm shorter. The shape is what really separates these two mice. Neither of them are going to be very good for palm grip, however they both are designed for claw grip and fingertip grip. In my experience, the Rival 3 with its bigger curve at the rear made it the better mouse for claw grip, while the G203 was a better mouse for fingertip grip due to its flatter design, and that's with me having small to medium hands. Obviously it will be different for each person. The Rival 3 is just 77 grams, whereas the Logitech G203 is 85 grams. That extra difference isn't huge and isn't massively noticeable. However, you would be buying one of these mice because you like the lightest mouse possible, and that did make the Rival 3 feel much more agile, so it's a big win in this category in my opinion. Both sensors have very similar specs and felt precise, accurate and were very responsive. However, the extra lift-off distance on the Rival 3 made it a clear loser in this department. Once I got used to it, I didn't experience a huge amount of cursor jiggle. For a bit of comparison, the G203 only tracked up to a height of 3 playing cards, whereas the SteelSeries Rival 3 tracked up to a height of 8 playing cards. In some cases it managed 9, which is 3 times what the G203 did. The primary mouse buttons were a strong point in both the individual reviews of these mice. If I had to pick a favourite, I'd say the G203's more premium material made it feel a little bit more sturdy, and therefore it was my favourite. However, even that is a minor observation. For a little bit of comparison, if you're interested, here's a sound test of the Rival 3 and the G203. The side buttons were not so equal. On both mice the buttons were thin and stuck out a fair bit, making them easy to find. However, the buttons on the SteelSeries Rival 3 took way too much force to activate, and even after using the mouse for a while I still find this to be an issue, and it really does bug me. On the other hand, the buttons on the G203 were much easier to press, the right amount of force in my opinion, and it made them feel much more responsive and they were a pleasure to use. Both scroll wheels have a rubber feel and scroll distinctly between each tick. The only difference worth noting is on the Rival 3, the scroll wheel is sunk slightly lower into the body of the mouse. This means there's not a huge range of motion, especially in combination with the fact that there is no gap in between the primary mouse clicks. However, there is more than enough for games, so this complaint only really makes a difference for productivity tasks and things such as scrolling web pages. Both mice had a very similar approach to their RGB lights, a large light bar curving around the back of the mouse and a light up logo. Both mice have 3 RGB zones which can be used to create cool lighting effects in the software, which I'll talk about in just a second. The lights on both mice are vibrant and good looking, however I did find at the SteelSeries Rival 3 the lights were a little bit brighter, which made the colours just pop that bit extra. Everything is controlled through the Logitech G software and SteelSeries engine respectively. Both were easy to use and offered a wide range of features, as well as the ability to sync up any other products you have from either of these brands. In my individual reviews I talk a bit more about the pieces of software, however ultimately it will come down to personal preference. Both pieces of software allowed easy changing of sensitivity, lighting and buttons with multiple profiles and fine-tuning options. Like I said, it will be personal preference, neither is really that much better, and to be honest you're not really going to be in the software much once you've got that initial setup of how you like your mouse, so it's not too much of a big deal. In this verdict I want to give every single person a clear answer which mouse I think they should buy, if any. So starting off with fingertip grip, I think you should buy the G203. And that's because I think its shape's just a little bit better, and its lower lift-off distance and better side buttons make it much more suitable. It works for all hand sizes, whether you've got large hands or small hands. If you're a claw user and you have particularly large hands, I wouldn't really recommend one of these mice. However, for claw users, I'd go for the SteelSeries Rival 3. And while some things such as, like I said, the lift-off distance and side buttons are worse, I found the shape and the steeper curve at the back particularly to be a bit more ergonomic for a claw user such as myself, and that's why, even though the Logitech G203 does seem like a better mouse, I would personally go with the Rival 3. If you're a palm user, I wouldn't buy either of these two mice, then neither of them are designed for it and they're just not very comfortable. If you have small hands you could maybe get away with it, and in which case I'd get the G203 for some of the reasons I've mentioned before. However, I'm sure you can find something else which is much more suited and designed for a palm grip. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, leave a like and consider subscribing. If not, let me know in the comments what I can do better. Check out our review of the G203 and SteelSeries Rival 3 or some of our other videos. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to check out techify.co.uk. We've got lots of cool things on there that you don't see on the YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time.